What is up, guys? Welcome to Diggity, a video game podcast. I'm Jeff James, as always with me, but this time in person. It feels like Oprah.
We haven't done this in a long time.
No, it feels good. We got to do this more often. Luscious Brody Faults.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
In person?
In person, I know. It's almost odd. We stopped doing in person.
Oh, a couple months back. Months and months back. Almost a year is when we started doing some remote.
Right.
And the old Rona.
Good old Rona.
We were ahead of Rona.
Yeah, we stopped long before Rona.
We stopped before Rona was cool, dude.
You know, life makes it a little hard to get together and do it every week, so
yeah.
it's easy to hop on a Zoom call and make it happen, but here we are.
But we've got a sweet-looking graphics department now.
That's right, which is Jeff. Jeff is our sweet
And we've
graphics
got a
department.
neat mixer, which is the Brody department.
Yeah, I
sound
did do
department.
that.
So we're good.
Hopefully,
we're killing
everything
it.
sounds all peachy here, but we should be good to go.
Until people are like, "Hey, we can't hear you in the video."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, well, we didn't know." Yeah. So I guess this week's kind of weird. I mean, it's we're kind of just chilling, hanging out, talking about just shooting the shit and talking just video games as it comes to us.
Yeah, as the video title and the podcast title say, "Twas the week before new consoles, and nobody's saying anything."
And ain't nobody got shit.
I mean, yeah, there's so many other things going on,
Yeah,
and
there's nothing. in
video
terms of news.
games has nothing.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. Right, there's nothing at all. Like IGN, there's nothing here. They're talking about Jim Beaver on the continued resonance of one iconic line in Supernatural.
Oh, that's
it.
That's
We're
exhilarating.
quoting one line from Supernatural.
Really, the only like decent piece of news that we got was that the whole Call of Duty mess that we have going on here, where now that Cold War is getting ready to come out, you're gonna have Cold War, Warzone, and Modern Warfare, which are all considered three completely separate games for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
And how they're going to combine those into essentially one platform of sorts. So that is an absolute disaster and a mess. It's weird enough to where you're going to be able to use two completely different AK-47s in the game. One of them is from Modern Warfare, and one of them is from Cold War. So Warzone is going to have a mixture of pretty much everything. It seems like the Battle Pass is going to apply to Modern Warfare, Warzone, and Cold War, and all your progression will carry forward into all of that as well. It's gonna be interesting because they have different art styles to an extent too. Like they look different. So
they're not.
They're not. Yeah.
The gun is the gun. Like the gun moves forward in all of its looks. Not. Just,
I assume so. I don't.
Interesting.
I mean, yeah, and for the most part, I mean, all your skins and things from any of the games will be usable in Warzone, and it's gonna be real weird. This is gonna be a little bit of a learning curve here.
I mean, the crazy thing to me is just the balancing. I mean, how do you?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if anyone can do it, it's probably them. But I mean, 3 different games, different styles of games, mind you. We have to balance guns.
Yeah, they're gonna have to have a separate balance for Warzone, on top of their multiplayer balance. It's the only way it's gonna work.
One would hope.
One would hope.
And
yeah, and if
and
you
then
thought
you play
the
and it's like,
updates
it's not balanced.
if you thought the updates were bad now, it's just gonna get worse.
Yeah, it's not gonna be great.
Holy hell!
It's not gonna be great at all. And I guess the other news stuff is that, I mean, there's just a bunch of next gen reveal trailers coming.
Yeah,
out right now.
A lot of that.
Like I'm looking at Reddit Gamer News, and I'm seeing stuff for Destruction All Stars, which is delayed.
I still am actually really excited for that game.
I'm really stoked for it too. This looks great.
A lot of people are not all
that
interested.
It seems new to me. It seems fresh.
Yeah, it's. I mean, one of my favorite games is Rocket League, so it adds like that driving type
a Twisted
feel
Metal
of it. Yeah,
Rocket
and then
League.
it adds like a Twisted Metal, which I loved playing Twisted Metal growing up. So this is like as close to a Twisted Metal as we're probably going to get for a long time.
And it looks like it's got furries in it too. So I mean, it's hitting all notes.
Yeah, it's checking all the boxes.
It's checking all the boxes for sure.
Yeah, no,
I mean, it looks dope.
I watched that trailer. Or, well, I watched a trailer earlier.
I think it's the same one.
Probably.
That they had shown it. God, what was it? Game Awards or E3?
Well, the one I watched today was different.
Okay.
It had like announcers talking in the
Yeah.
background and stuff. But no, I'm still really excited for that. They kind of talked about a bunch of the different game modes and stuff in there. Like they're gonna have a similar game mode to what was that custom game mode? I guess it's essentially like Fusion Frenzy, where you have to knock each other off off of a platform. But there was a custom game mode in Halo that got Mongoose something or another. But I think it's gonna be awesome. And on top of that, it's gonna be free for the first 2 months. So why not try it?
Yeah.
Perfect.
They've got like Destruction All-Stars on here. We've got the Godfall launch trailer for PS5, Bulletville trailer for PS5. What else here? Warframe, Guild Wars 2, the Ice Brood Saga, Champions Chapter 1 Truce.
Oh, yeah, that.
Short title, that one.
Couldn't forget about that.
Pretty much just release notes for stuff like Star Wars Squadrons, first arcade 1-up to have a steering wheel. I mean, it's dry, folks. It's definitely
very dry.
Oh, no way, look. They've got like an outrun. They're kind of cheating it a bit, really.
Yeah.
I mean, they've made what looks like a little sled.
Yeah. It's still kind of neat, though.
It is pretty neat. I'll give him that.
I actually was talking to a buddy of mine. He got one of those, and he's like, "Oh, I saw people were modding these." I was like, "Modding? Yeah, okay. What'd they do?" Well, turns out essentially what they did was just reuse the cabinet and the monitor that's in it, and then just add a Raspberry Pi instead of starting from scratch. But because I had thought about doing the Raspberry Pi idea, because I want to make my own arcade cabinet as well,
and using that what's that? All that open source stuff that people built out. They built that whole library platform thing.
I can't remember what it is,
I
but
forget. I was just talking to a guy at work, and he keeps asking me, he's like, "Hey, if I do this, could we build it from scratch or whatever?" And ask me like how much it would cost. I have no idea. I'm like, "I'll help you do it though if you want." But then he looked at other stuff, and we literally looked at the arcade 1-up stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, it looks like people are modding them online. They're buying like all new switches."
Yeah.
All new boards and everything. Like you said, they're just using, which is kind of crazy to me because you could just go buy cheaper.
Yeah, instead of spending $300 on something that you really aren't going to use.
Yeah, you just
more
go
or
buy
less
a particle
than the
board
shell.
and paint it and get some graphics and whatever.
That's my game plan. I'm gonna go from scratch.
Yeah, I want to do that too. I want to build. There's kind of like a schematics or plans to build like a digital pinball machine as well.
Oh, okay.
Where the whole thing is like a TV screen.
Oh, that's neat.
And it lays flat, and then you can play it. You just upload a bunch of your pinball FX stuff to it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We're getting to the point where my kids are getting old enough that I can start clearing out a lot of the toys, and so that's coming soon. And we're gonna have pool table, but I really want to add like an arcade.
You're getting a pool table?
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
like
I'll be
real
over
soon.
here. I'm gonna play some pool
real soon. So
Be
pool table,
pool here.
and then I think I want to do the arcade cabinet. And I've talked about once my computer starts to get to the point where it's a little bit older, I might actually try to turn it into a racing simulator.
Oh.
Yeah, do the whole.
Are you gonna
setup
be that guy
for it.
with the weird like actuators in the
No,
seat? You're like,
probably not gonna get that crazy with it, but I do want to have like a
where you're playing Forza, you go over a speed bump and the whole damn thing just shakes the shit out of you.
Oh man, no, I'm not gonna get that crazy with it, but I am gonna have a little bit of fun with it, I believe.
Yeah, I gotta get. I mean, the next house I get, I'm gonna get a basement, and I'm just gonna turn it into a thing that my wife hates.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Just a massive arcade.
See, I have this room right now, and I'm trying to extend into the other room.
Bleed out into other rooms. Yeah, man.
She listens to the pod though, so she's gonna hear that and be like, "Wait, hang on, we gotta cut this off now."
So, do you also think the reason why we there's only one way to sell this 1v1 on Lockout, and someone put Trump and Biden on 1v1 Lockout, fighting against each other? Oh my god! So yeah, I mean, honestly, there's probably no news because of this.
The
hellhole of the election that we're in right now.
Right, yeah. No, I would imagine that is a lot of it.
I mean, I just don't. I don't know.
I did see that the PlayStation 5 is not going to support 1440 at all natively.
Only just 4K?
Only 4K. So
And
that's
then what,
kind of
and then
interesting.
what, downscale you just to 1080?
I assume so. Yeah, it's a
Huh.
little odd, but
Huh.
that kind of like snuck in there. It wasn't
Hey, you pre-ordered this, just by the way.
right. Yeah, we're a week away from launch, but we aren't gonna do that whole 1440 thing. We're just gonna stick with pure 4K or downscale you to 1080. It'll be fine.
So-
Don't worry about it.
And then on top of that, too, they announced today that the only way you can buy it on launch is online.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, because here's the thing, it makes sense from a PR
absolutely.
standpoint. I mean, one, COVID, right? But
Right.
two, as a business, you'd hate to be the person. I mean, the news would run with that. You see 100 people lining outside of a Target or a K.
Yeah.
Roger or a
Okay, Roger.
or a Meager or I'm not saying their full names so we don't get sued. And the media just immediately will, like the news. I don't want to say the media because then people are like, oh my god. The news will just, regardless of whatever news station is, will just be like, oh, super spreader.
People
event
were
at
lining up
Target.
outside of the Measure.
People are breathing outside of a Target. So, I mean, how do you feel about that? Do you think that's kind of bullshit? Because here's my problem with it is that the pre-order stuff was bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, we spent a long time, both of us. I mean, I ordered mine on fucking Sam's Club.
Right.
All right, I never thought I'd do that. I'm now a Sam's Club member.
We forced another order through Target. Just absolutely forced it through way beyond when we were supposed to. We got the confirmation though, so we're good.
Yeah, and it billed my Amex, so gotta hope it comes.
Better have a fucking console here.
Yeah, but I mean, like that was just bullshit because people ran different bots and scripts, and people ran.
Oh yeah.
That's
That's my only problem with
so
it. Like I understand
stupid.
why they aren't, obviously the pandemic and COVID and all that good stuff, but yeah, it does suck because people have these bots set up to completely just scalp the ever living hell out of these consoles as they're coming out, and then they're selling them for well beyond what they paid for them. It's just,
and that's the most brutal part that happens with everything. It's
Right.
awful. Here's PlayStation's statement. Hi all, the launch of the PlayStation 5 console on November 12th or November 19th, depending on your region, or if they want to fucking deliver it to you on time, is almost upon us. In the interest of keeping our gamers, retailers, and staff safe amidst COVID-19, today we are confirming that all day of launch sales will be conducted through the online stores of our retail partners. No units will be available in store for purchase on launch day, November 12th or November 19th, depending on your region. And please don't plan on camping out or lining up at your local retailer on launch day in hopes of finding a PS5 console for purchase. Be safe, stay home, and place your order online. Gamers who have pre-ordered for pickup at their local retailer should still be able to do so at their designated appointment time under the retailer's safety protocols. Please confirm the details with your local retailer. A special thank you to the entire community for your continued support this year. Here's to the next generation of gaming. Super bummed and super weird that you can't line up.
yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a staple.
It is. It's kind of a pastime,
Yeah, that's a bummer. Like, big time bummer. I mean, you want to...
Even midnight releases for games have really gone, by the wayside, aside from the pandemic, right? But
Yeah.
even before that, because we went and got Super Smash Bros. A couple years ago, and there was, kind of a midnight deal for it, but it was, I don't know. It's just,
it was a
it's
cluster.
different. Yeah, that was a
Because remember,
disaster.
I got when we both didn't get ours, right? Or did I get mine?
You got yours.
But then they're like, hey, yours is at another store.
Mine's at another store, so I had to, because they told me that they were taking my copy to that store. Yeah, anyway, but midnight releases aren't even, what they used to be. Half the time people are buying them digitally. It goes to show with these new consoles, you have a all digital version of both consoles, essentially. The Xbox One's obviously a little different.
What a shit sandwich for GameStop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like this.
What a shit sandwich.
If that's not a middle finger from Xbox and PlayStation, I don't know what is.
Because, basically, you want... obviously people are going to pick them up still in store here and there. But,
right.
they're not going to be in store on launch. But
Yeah.
what is that? Does that mean So obviously it's the 12th and then to the 19th. So you'd have to assume that there's going to be no physical PS5s in any store before the 19th of November.
At least. Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't state when they'd actually be in the store for purchase physically rather than launch day. Maybe it's just launch day. Maybe the next day you go to Walmart somewhere and they're like, oh my gosh, wow, we have one left over because some idiot didn't come pick it up last night.
The 19th is the release date in Europe. I think pretty much everywhere else is getting it on the 12th. But
what can they do though? Because they're under lockdown.
I don't know. I have no
I mean,
clue.
this sounds really American coming from me and just like ignorant of the rest of the world. But like, why? I mean, maybe they can come out and go pick it up at their.
I have no clue.
At their retailer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe
there'd be riots for PlayStations. I wouldn't put it past this. I wouldn't put it past this year at all.
I hope
on the
not.
news. What are they exactly rioting? What's going on? Greg, they say that they're unable to get their PlayStations.
We have a buddy, Craig, good old lawyer Craig, who he's getting Xbox, and
because he's not smart. He's a lawyer.
So he's actually supposed to be going out on launch day trying to find an Xbox, and they're
gonna do the same fucking thing.
Oh, absolutely. And
let's not tell him.
No,
we're not gonna tell him.
Fuck Craig.
We're not gonna tell him that it's not there. I want to see him outside of a Target and then find out and go, really?
Well, on the day that pre-orders went up, he texted me and he's like, "Hey, they sold out like already."
Craig,
how the fuck did you think this was gonna shake down, Craig? Come on, man.
We need to have Craig on one day. Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, the pre-order stuff is so bullshit.
Yeah.
Why don't they? I mean, I get there's a whole basis of people could just because you could do it ahead of time. Why not? Well, they did a lottery kind of situation, and then they didn't. I mean, I think they told people after like pre-orders were done, basically, that they got a pre-order. But
I think those pre-orders were still secured. I think that was a set-aside stock. But yeah.
But why not do like when you get a Target and it's Black Friday and they're like, "Hey, what do you get?" And you're like, "I'm getting the TV." And then they give you like a little ticket.
Yeah.
You know, and you stand outside. Why don't they just do that? The PlayStations, and like you put a little bit of money down, and you're there first. You get the ticket, and then when it comes time for you to buy, you go in an order or lobby sequence.
Yeah. They even did that. So the NES and the SNES Classics, when those launched, they did it at the store I was at.
With the tickets?
That up. Yeah. They did a little ticket for it. And you're like, I mean.
Ooh, there's something we haven't seen yet or heard from yet. Do you think Nintendo puts out a little retro console?
I hope so.
God, I hope it's the N64.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be a great gift to 2020.
So great. Yeah.
That'd sell like hotcakes. That'd be an issue. This would be gone.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not that the other ones weren't, but like those gone in a second.
Right. Yeah, I have my SNES and NES little classic mini deal, but I don't ever play it, to be perfectly honest.
They look cool.
I mean, it was more of a collector thing for me, right? But
yeah.
It is cool, and half of them are on Switch now too. You know, most of those games. But yeah, if they did an N64 console, I'd be stoked.
Do you have the wireless controller too?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I really wanted to get into it, and then I think it was shortly after I got all that. I think they started putting it on the Switch.
And you're like, son of a bitch.
I've actually spent a decent amount of time in the SNES games. Like,
have you really?
Yeah, like the
Playing
when
what?
they added like Super Mario All Stars and stuff.
Yeah.
Played a lot of like Super Mario 3 and stuff like that, and Super Mario World.
Yeah.
Love Super Mario World. Good stuff. A little bit of Yoshi's Island.
Dude, I've been playing. That's a good segue. What have you been playing? I've been playing a ton of Super Mario Sunshine on the 35th anniversary game, which I'm okay with. But at the same time, the 35th anniversary has kind of been a bummer, to be honest with you. Just the way that they kind of executed it.
Right.
It's like, the biggest reason is, why is Super Mario 64 in fucking 4x3? That's aggravating.
That is terrible.
That is terrible. It's also been on the 3DS, which is not a 4x3 screen, right? No, it's not. It's a widescreen, right? Or it's like a weird screen.
Oh
my god!
it depends.
Now I gotta look it up.
Because the 2DS is kind of a more of a 4x3
Is it really?
type of setup, but the 3DS I think had a larger screen. I think you're right.
Look it up. God, it's been so long. Yeah, it's a widescreen.
Yeah.
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 Yes. I mean, I don't get why.
I don't understand either. Though a lot of people were very upset about that.
It just seemed super
Just-
rushed.
Yeah, it
The
seemed
Mario
like
Sunshine was great, but then some stuff was weird for me. Like the controls are awful
they're terrible.
specifically for Galaxy.
I haven't played Galaxy yet.
And I get it because there's motion controls and stuff like that.
Right.
But man, come on, that was pretty rough. I mean, the menu system, you have to click down like the L and the R to move stuff around and shit. And, like,
Ooh, no.
yeah, it's not right.
That's
Right.
kind of messed up.
It's not
yeah.
great. No. So I didn't enjoy that. And I don't know. It was just like, hey, here's some soundtracks.
Right. Okay.
Like, I would love to see, like, show me some concept art that you guys dug up of the first, Mario sketches or sketches for this game. Put like a 5-minute video clip in there of like,
Yeah, something.
here's how whatever
make it
Super Mario Sunshine
worthwhile.
was originally supposed to be.
Right.
People care about that kind of stuff. So, but I've been playing that. Man, I played a melody of stuff. I played Madden. I played NHL. Played City Skylines. Playing that a good amount on Mac. Gosh, what else? Overwatch. I've not dived into Modern Warfare. It's a weird week because it's like this is kind of like my last week maining Xbox,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm kind of just like, meh.
That's kind of where I'm at. I have
Not that there's not good games on it. I'm just kind of
Right.
like, well,
I have a handful of games that I'd like to go back and finish or even start. I mean,
but these people keep making good games that keep coming out.
right.
Son of
So-
a gun.
Yeah, this week I played Spider-Man. I jumped back into Spider-Man because I had
Yeah,
not
you did.
I had not done the DLC that I purchased forever ago, so I figured I should probably go do that. And some of those DLCs get a little difficult, so I actually turned the difficulty down a little bit and powered through those DLCs just so I could kind of be caught up on story stuff and be ready for Miles Morales when it comes out. And honestly, I think that's about it. I touched a little bit of Persona,
Mm-hmm.
but it was kind of, this weekend I really didn't play much, and I've still been kind of chipping away at Torchlight 2 on Switch here and there, and I played some Fortnite with the kids, so that's really about it, which I'm still not a fan of Fortnite, but here we are. My kids love it, so it is what it is.
It's pretty interesting. We just got a little bit of breaking news.
Oh yeah, breaking
Sega
news.
Sammy is set to sell the majority of Sega Entertainment. Who do you think's gonna buy that?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, with it being Sega. Oh, I would say that Sega's had a pretty decent relationship with Xbox as of late.
Yeah, so Microsoft
Right.
could buy a majority stake in Sega.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I cannot see Sony going after Sega, but I definitely could see Microsoft going after Sega.
Yeah, I don't think Sony has much interest in that
No.
at all.
Huh.
Nintendo, but Nintendo wants to be its own thing. Doesn't
Can you
conglomerate a
imagine
bunch of shit.
a world where Nintendo owns Sega? When that used to be like the,
Nintendo, what Nintendo don't.
when that used to be like the biggest rivalry in video.
yeah.
They were
Boy, that
essentially at the
backfired.
time it was like the Xbox and PlayStation, right?
That backfired completely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
this
gonna
is
go
like-
ahead and say Sega lost that one
This is like just coming
big
out.
time.
So it says it's been a rough year for Sega Sammy, and as a result of some extraordinary losses due to the impacts of coronavirus. Because they do a lot of physical stuff over in Japan.
Yeah.
Arcade games, huge.
Oh,
and obviously they're all
absolutely.
closed, right?
That's most of Sega's market.
Yeah. It will sell the majority of its shares in Sega Entertainment to Japanese amusement rental firm Genda A.
Yeah.
Or just Genda a company with a strong desire to expand the arcade sector in Japan. Speaking to shareholders earlier today, Sega said it would transfer approximately 85.1% of its shares in Sega Entertainment while retaining just 14.9%, as highlighted by GameIndustry.biz. Great site, by the way. Sega Entertainment creates and operates the company's arcade locations, while Sega itself still manufactures and sells arcade machines. It's been obvious for a while now that this part of the business hasn't been going well so far for Sega Sammy, especially when news surfaced earlier this year about Sega shutting down its famous Akihabara arcade in Japan. And the extent of the damage is expected to be detailed in the company's quarterly earnings, and the deal will go through on the 30th of December. This is also by NintendoLife.com. Just a little shout out there. Crazy.
Interesting.
Second comment, Sega doing what Nintendo don't. Going out of business. Oh, my God.
Oh, damn.
Oh, gosh. Wow.
So,
Microsoft coming and picking up Sega.
Yeah, I would say Microsoft is going to hop all over that. There's nobody else I could really see swooping in for Sega.
No.
And it makes sense. I mean,
Animal Crossing on Switch has sold more copies than any PlayStation exclusive game ever. Colin Moriarty.
So
he also says today to get out and vote. As a joke, because it's so late. Oh shit.
I think we briefly talked about it last week before. I don't know. The weeks are running together anymore. About at launch, you're just gonna have Spider-Man, aren't you, on PlayStation 5?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna hit up Spider-Man for the first little bit. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess the collection, the Plus collection. That's kind of
I forgot you have quite a bit.
Because I got to dig through a bunch of shit there, but so I'll be good. And then Spider-Man, you said 1 is hard, but it's also fairly long campaign and.
Well, yeah, the base game's not too bad.
Yeah.
But the DLC gets a little challenging. So
yeah.
There's I think each DLC added probably 2 to 3 hours or so if you go for everything. So I had 20 hours I think in the main campaign, so you'll be busy for a little while.
Yeah,
it's gonna be weird because I'm not gonna have a multiplayer game really that I get into. I'll have Rocket League, but I'm so used to playing with my Elite controller because I use the paddles that I'm either going to have to completely teach myself how to play again, or I'm going to have to switch back over to Xbox in order to play, or I guess I could play on PC use my controller there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to really throw a wrench in that. I need a Scuff controller for Christmas, Amber, if you're listening.
Oh, jeez. There it is.
No, but yeah, it's going to be a little odd. I'm going to go for Spider-Man, and then I'm going to I think I'm just going to get Spider-Man right off the get-go, but I think I'm going to end up getting Valhalla. I'm interested enough, but also at the same time, if you'll wait long enough, it'll go on sale. And by a
large margin.
Yeah, and by long enough, I mean a month. It'll be like half off.
No, 30 days. This just in too. We're getting rumors that Cyberpunk may be delayed again.
Oh, that's been in the talks
until
already.
January this time.
Yeah,
January 10th.
Yeah, I heard
unconfirmed, by the way. But
yeah, this was 2 days after this last delay that they kind of came out with. I guess they had like a conference call with investors type of deal, and he said, or one of the head guys had said something about not being entirely positive whether they were going to be able to hit, or not confident. The word is just slipping my mind at the moment, considering I don't have my notes in front of me. But
God, dude.
Yeah, I at this point, that's why I'm interested in Valhalla, because it's like Spider-Man's only going to last me so long. If this is supposed to be a little bit smaller than the other Spider-Man, then yeah, this is only going to last me so long, and then I'm going to be looking for something else to get, and it's probably going to be Valhalla, as long as everything goes okay at launch.
I'm so not interested in Valhalla.
Really?
Assassin's Creed, just not interested anymore. What I am interested in is Riders Republic.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are kind of dismissed that just because of the was Steep? Was that the super realistic one?
Right.
That had some bad some bad news out of it, bad reviews. But yeah, I'm stoked for Riders Republic. It looks fantastic. It's like a fun game.
I know we looked it up last week, but I can't remember when it's coming out again.
I can't either.
I
Let me
got
look
you,
that.
buddy.
You got me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stoked for that. I was really looking for Destruction All-Stars. I mean, I felt like that would have been a great little like party game to rip online, like our new Rocket League, you know?
Yeah. February 25th for Riders Republic, so you got a little bit.
I'll be picking that up day one.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. That seems like a blast.
I know you weren't too keen on the Immortals Phoenix Rising, but I'm kind of curious.
The reason why I'm not super pumped about it is I don't know. There's something about Ubisoft games, and I know I just said I like Riders Republic. I get that.
Yeah.
Just like Ubisoft story-based games,
They have
just not. They all
feel the same.
Yeah, they all feel the same, and
Yeah.
in some cases, like they kind of all look the same.
Well, I was super excited for Watch Dogs Legion until we got closer to it.
Yeah.
And as we kept getting closer and closer and closer, I kind of was not too excited about it. And now it's out. It's been out for, a week now? Well, I have yet to touch it. Normally, that's something I'd hop all over. Well, and I'm still like interested, but I'm just not sold quite yet.
How many times am I going to hit the pop filter and mic? now the boom arm's not staying. All right, there we go. Yeah, so here's my reasons why I don't want Watch Dogs Legion, and I'll just wait for one to go on sale because they go on sale 30 days after, and it's like 25% off.
Right. That's when I will pick up on a sale. I'm interested enough to pick it up on a sale, but not.
I'm not even that interested in that.
Yeah.
Honestly, like this is gonna be like 2 years from now in like the $10 bin.
Oh, that's like 6 months from now. It'll be in the $10 bin.
Oh, that's
not a stab at them. That's just how it always goes. Trust me, I've bought a lot of Ubisoft games at launch, and 6 months later, the damn thing's like $15.
Yeah. For me, it was their. It's like, I don't know. It's just this play in video games that I don't think really works anymore, where it's like the marketing factor is, hey, there's going to be so many people in this game, or there's obscene amounts of this variable. There's infinite. It's a No Man's Sky syndrome.
To be perfectly honest, that's the least interesting part of that game.
I know, but that's what they push.
Right.
That's
to
like
me,
the first part.
I'm just excited about screwing around, running around in this open world where you can hack things.
So that's my second part of it. Is the first Watch Dogs that came out was supposed to be all this crazy hacking, and it really didn't make you feel like a hacker.
No,
you just felt like you were pushing a button. That was it. Which
held X as this guy,
and
whatever.
Well, yeah, and it was supposed to be more customized. Like I remember when they showed the first one. And, it had the street lights and stuff like that. And it was like he's walking past a movie theater and he wants to make like a car crash happen. Mm-hmm. So he just changes the light on the fly. But he did like a couple things before that to make that happen in the game. You just click it and oh my God, here I go. I made a car crash.
Yeah, it's not intricate. You don't actually feel like you're hacking anything.
And the open worlds,
it is kind of fun.
The open worlds in Ubisoft games never feel that big to me.
The Watch Dogs are pretty small. I'll give you that 100%.
Which is nuts because it's a city environment.
Right.
And so to me, it should feel sprawling. Mm-hmm. Like I feel if they toned it down graphically, not that Grand Theft Auto doesn't have great graphics because it does. It's incredible what they do with those games.
Especially for a 7-year-old game at this point.
But like if they made it more like Grand Theft Auto and just made it more of like a fun party style, like not party style, but like, you know what I mean? Like a nonchalant, funny way or fun way of doing the hacking rather than so serious. And it was a sprawling urban environment. I think it'd be unreal.
That's kind of what they did with 2. To be perfectly honest, they a lot of
that's true enough.
A lot of those things they actually did kind of put into 2. And
God, they loved drones in 2 though.
Oh yeah,
and now they love drones now too in this one.
Right.
They've got a huge boner for drones.
Yeah, I've the first one was okay. I really enjoyed the second one, and then this one I'm not there yet. I've been tempted to pick it up just because I kind of want to see what it's all about. Yeah. And I've heard it seems like it's very polarizing for people too, because it's either you loved it or you absolutely hated it. And then every once in a while you'll get somebody that's like, it was okay. But most of the time it was like, this is actually a lot of fun. There's problems, but it's a lot of fun. Or, I mean, there was some people who just absolutely
Downright hated
despised it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and I think I would like it because I actually enjoyed the first two. So it's like if people are tolerating this one, I bet this one's decent enough, especially if you enjoyed them from the past. But
back to your Phoenix Rising.
Oh yeah, we went way off topic.
We did.
This is what happens when we don't
did.
have show notes.
That's all right. That's all right. Back to your Phoenix Rising stuff. Like, I just don't need another game like that.
That's fair. You still need to play Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I do, which probably blows people's minds.
Right.
Blows your
I don't
mind.
know if we've ever said it on the podcast. I know we've talked
It's
about it.
out there now.
It's out there now.
Come after
Jeff
me.
doesn't actually like video games.
Yeah, I guess. There it is.
No. But
No, I just don't feel like I need another game like that.
I think it's.
I don't know if there's a market. The market's so. I look at it from the business dude perspective, and it's like, God, that market so hard to go for. You have shit flying from every end at you, and you've got so much to live up to. If you can do it, great. But
I think really right now, I don't think it's necessarily competing with other open world games of like Watch Dogs or anything like that.
Dude,
I think
they're definitely trying to make that their Zelda.
Oh yeah, it's 100% trying to go up against Zelda, and it's
which is a death wish.
Oh, absolutely. You can't go up against Zelda. It's like trying to go up against Mario. It's not gonna fucking happen.
No.
But here we are. But yeah, I think there's potential there, but I also don't have high hopes for it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I like to see people succeed. I hope that this succeed because these people are spending years working on these things.
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't want to dismiss that, but I don't know. I feel like that wasn't the right idea to go for that. I feel like Ubisoft would be better making a bunch of party games.
Yeah.
On top of what they already make. Like making like the these crazy little one-offs like Fall Guys and stuff like that.
Right.
Make shit like that.
Oh yeah. But at a certain point, then you almost become like a Devolver Digital type of deal.
Yeah. Well, no, you still make your Assassin's Creed and other stuff. Your Prince of Persia now, right? Yeah. You got that going.
Well, it's there.
What's wrong with that? What, you don't like the new Prince of Persia?
No, not at all.
Why's that?
It looked bad.
It did look pretty bad. And that was a remaster.
It just looked bad.
It didn't look great. You're right. Yeah, they were really chunky looking.
Yeah. Not digging that. I understand it's a remake of a, 10-year-old game. No, it's more like 15-year-old game at this point. I think it came
I
out
got you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. It's your turn to Google now.
You keep bringing the brevity to this conversation while I Googly this.
Yeah, Googly it. But yeah, I think Phoenix Rising looks interesting enough. I'm gonna kind of wait and see what people say about it. But it is somewhat crowded space there because you have Breath of the Wild, which it's old, not old, but older at
2008.
Oh, I was thinking 2004
for the first one. 2010 for the Forgotten Sands.
Okay, Sands of Time. Then it was the first one, I believe. Right. God, I don't remember.
First one.
Well, Sands of Time is the remake right now, I believe.
Oh, I'm totally off. Holy shit. Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, 2003.
Oh, I was so close.
Wow.
I was thinking 2004. But yeah, and then there's that Genshin Impact, which Genshin Impact is a free game, and it's kind of a anime gacha thing, and we talked about it a little bit last week, and while it's not the same thing, it still offers a similar experience, so I don't know. Yeah, I think a lot of people tried to copy what Breath of the Wild did, and I think that landscape is going to get a little crowded here for a couple years.
And Genshin Impact looks really good.
I've played a little bit of it.
Is it
it's actually pretty good. Granted, I was playing on my phone, so it was all touchscreen and everything. I'd much rather play it with a controller, but for what it is, it's actually pretty decent. Granted,
technology absolutely amazes me because I not only spelled Immortals Phoenix Rising wrong on my iPad the entire time. I had no spaces. And it still got me where I needed
still
to go.
figured it out.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Thank God for Google. Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. It also kind of looks not next gen.
No.
And the problem I have with that, I mean, it's okay because Nintendo gets away with it perfectly, but this does not look good. This does not look good.
It does not look great.
I mean, because that, again...
That face, granted,
it's
to be
not,
fair,
it's not...
Ubisoft has not really ever been great with faces.
No, they have not. They have not been good with faces.
Between The Division and Ghost Recon and...
You can't keep eyeballs inside of people's heads.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed. Yeah, certainly not great with faces by any means.
Like, the world looks fine, but it's like the world is a different art style than the actual character itself. And it looks... The enemies look like the art style.
Yeah.
Of the landscape, like no problem.
Yeah.
But then you go to her, Phoenix, that is, and she just doesn't fit in. She does not fit in. Her face should be.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a dude.
No, it's not. It's a woman.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I thought.
You sure?
That's the whole thing. I thought the whole thing was, like it's an empowering women, like it's a woman hero.
Is it?
I
haven't followed the marketing all that well, but I've just watched the trailers and such.
Shit, let me find this stuff for you. keep the brevity going. That's not a dude. The fact that's 2020's highlight. Trying to figure out if the Phoenix is a chick or a dude. That's a chick. Right?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Shit. Let me go to their website and I'll figure it out. You figure it out. You keep the conversation going. Play as Phoenix on a quest to save the Greek gods. It's not helping me. Oh my God. Is Phoenix...
You're just going to straight up Google it at this point.
A woman.
Oh, I'm so curious now because I 100% thought it was a guy.
Not only does it add a kind of charming humility to the character, but it also makes us worship these heroes in equal measure. In Immortals Phoenix Rising, it's a random Greek woman.
Oh,
parentheses,
okay.
Or man.
Oh, I wonder if you get to choose?
Who grew up obsessing over the tales of Achilles' deeds, except in the case Achilles literally gave her brother a sword.
Huh.
I don't know.
Maybe.
There's no... Oh. Similar to Eivor in Ubisoft's upcoming Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Phoenix can be played as either male or female.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
I was going to say, I swear I saw material where it was...
Well, if that's the
a
female
guy.
character, we both thought it was a dude. So
that's... yeah.
I'm looking up the characters so we can distinguish the difference here. But they look like two different art styles between the enemies
100%.
and landscape and what she is. It has a complete... All right, this doesn't help us, but this does not help us at all. No, yeah, dude. I guess more chiseled chin, I guess. Woman. Alien.
So, do you not get to pick what the character looks like?
I don't know.
Because that last that last character was straight up blue. Apparently, we are very confused about what's going on with Immortals Rising, but
Ubisoft revealed that players will be able to customize the main character Phoenix to their heart's content. So everyone's Phoenix.
Yeah.
So no matter who you are, you're Phoenix.
Right.
Okay. Choosing hair and skin color and even changing their gender, not unlike the hero in another upcoming Ubisoft game, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Is that a dig at the end there?
No.
This is ScreenRant.com. Is that a dig at Assassin's Creed that you can't change it? Or is that just
you can change it in Assassin's Creed.
Okay. All right.
You get to pick whether... Well, and actually in
Phoenix
Assassin's
will have
Creed...
2 voice options also that might sound familiar to fans, as was revealed by GameSpot. Both voice actors also appeared in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So players can choose between the voice acting talents of Alana Dunkelman, who featured in Odyssey as the voice of Alana Ryan, an ally to modern-day protagonist Layla Hassan, and Tyrone Savage, who voiced Alcibiades or something. I don't know how to say the name. Neither character was front and center for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but they still have their fans.
There you go.
Great.
I vaguely remembered
these don't look.
that you can customize the character now that you say that, but yeah, they stand
They
out.
stand out.
They stand out.
Which
That
sometimes
straight up just looks like Pit.
It does, doesn't it?
It's straight up Pit.
I thought you said piss
Oh,
for a second. No. I'm
were
not
you
saying
gonna
I
agree
agree.
with me anyway?
I'm saying I thought you said piss. No, you're right. It doesn't.
it's
And I get some games they do that on purpose to separate you.
Right.
But like, this seems very off. I mean, you've got a lot more rounded things in here with dual noted and different shading colors to bring the progression of the curves.
right.
And everything is gradient.
Yeah.
On this character, and then you go to Phoenix here,
It's like solid colors.
and it's like someone took someone out of Assassin's Creed and threw it in there. But then her wings have the gradient,
Right. It is very bizarre.
and her bow. In this case, her, because it's a female character.
I'm glad we got to go on that journey there.
And then wow.
Yeah, in Assassin's Creed, you get to choose whether you play as a female or male, and then the other one will actually show up as well. From what it sounds like, whichever one you choose not to play, kind of like how Assassin's Creed Odyssey worked.
Oh
actually.
god, there's a Fortnite Ghost Rider skin now.
Yeah.
Comes with an iconic motorcycle.
Every day when I get home from work, I have at least a solid 10 minutes of Fortnite stuff that
Talk with your sons.
that my kids need to tell me.
So I don't know if I'm really looking forward to this game.
Yeah.
I'll let reviews come out first,
Right.
and I'll take a gander at it and see what it's like.
Honestly, because
I bet you the combat's pretty good.
Yeah, the combat looked awesome. Actually, that's one thing that really interested me in it was the combat.
I just don't know how you're gonna do like puzzles and platforming.
It's gonna be Breath of the Wild-esque.
It's gonna be Assassin's Creed, also. Based.
It looked like they were really leaning into this is essentially Breath of the Wild, because they even had like the stasis looking puzzles and things like that. Like
That's
they're going straight after it. But
wow.
honestly, they that Genshin Impact did something kind of similar too. Their puzzles aren't nearly as in depth, and they've done a little bit different things in there as well, but kind of similar in some aspects.
8 Ways Immortals Phoenix Rising Ubisoft's Breath of the Wild. This is on GameSpot. I don't see anything. I literally don't see a list. Oh, jeez.
Well, perfect. Well,
I got clickbaited, baby.
you got clickbaited. You ready to put a bow on this bad boy?
Yeah. This is a fun episode, honestly.
It was fun. It was something different.
We just got got to shoot the shit. Oh, shoot. Actually, can we do this first before we go? Because this just came out.
Yeah.
Of course, when we start the show, stuff comes out. An updated top 10 sellers list for Nintendo Switch.
Oh, really?
So it's updated now. So let's see here. So let's start with other Switch first-party games to sell over 1 million units. Okay, so these are just guys that aren't in the top 10, but contenders.
Okay.
For 10. Luigi's Mansion 3. Ring Fit Adventure. Super Mario Maker 2. Astral Chain. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Fire Emblem 3 Houses. There you go. Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics. That is surprising. Paper Mario The Origami King. Awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
And Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which is pretty fascinating too. So number 10, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, 8.32 million from 7.44.
Really?
Yeah. Then you've got Splatoon 2, 11.27 million units sold from 10.71.
Damn, I'm surprised that game's still selling as well as it is.
Well, we're going to get Splatoon 3 now for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So
I think that's been in the cards for a while.
Super Mario Party, 12.10 from 10.94 million.
I am absolutely shocked by that.
I mean, you think about it though, COVID.
This is true, but
So like a little board game style game goes up, you know.
It also got scathing reviews, though.
It did.
People absolutely hated it.
It does, but
It's fun.
Suburbia don't care.
Suburbia
Regular
don't
Suburbia don't care. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu / Eevee, 12.49 million from 12.2. That is a game that is just dead.
Yeah.
You don't hear a damn thing about that anymore.
No.
I mean, at all.
Granted, I mean, it's essentially just OG Pokemon, just kind of redone.
Yeah. And then you got Super Mario Odyssey, 18.99 million from 18.06. Good amount of units.
Yeah.
That's almost 900,000 units.
Yeah. What, 3 years after it came out?
Yeah.
2 years? 2
Two,
years.
2.5, if that, maybe.
Yeah.
Pokemon Sword and Shield, 19.02 million units from 18.22. That's pretty big. Probably DLC helped that too.
Oh yeah.
The Legend of
I haven't
Zelda
even touched yet.
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, 19.74 from 18.6.
The game just keeps selling, man. It's incredible.
Just you wait.
Granted, if you buy a Switch, you pretty much have to buy that game. Like it's almost a requirement.
That's why I didn't.
Right.
Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, 21.10 million from 19.99. So that's slowing down, but not really.
Honestly, the attachment rate for Zelda is what was the last numbers? I can't remember how many. They just released numbers not too terribly long ago, but it's still somewhere between like
what numbers
half
did they
and
release?
A third.
Just Switch like of sales. Switch owners, like who would buy this?
No, it was just Switch sales in general. So I was just doing the math in my head.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, it's somewhere between half and a third of people that have Zelda that own Switches.
Wow. Animal Crossing New Horizons, 26.04 million units from 22.4. They sold 4 million units.
COVID, man.
4 million units.
Oh man, what's the time frame on this?
Oh God.
Don't search too hard. It's fine. I shouldn't have asked.
It's a quarter, so 3 months ago.
Okay. Yeah, that I cannot believe.
In 3 months, 4 million units of Animal Crossing.
I can't believe how well that game's selling.
I mean, here's what's crazy. Even Ring Fit Adventures on that, right? What I said in the million unit mark. Mm-hmm. Janelle the other day is like, hey, for Christmas, you can get me Ring Fit Adventure.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where the fuck is this coming from?
Yeah.
People be out there just, I guess, looking at it and just.
I bought it when COVID first started and gyms shut down and all that good stuff.
All right, you ready for number one?
Yep.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah.
28.99 million units from 26.74. They moved fucking 2 million units of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which
a 5-year-old game.
Is it 5 years old?
At least. Well, I mean, not the Deluxe.
Okay,
but let's
just put Mario Kart 8 in.
Yeah.
And let's see the year on this thing. 2014.
It's 6-year-old. My bad. Almost 7-year-old. That's incredible.
May 29, 2014.
Yeah, it's almost 7 fucking years old at this point.
And the game is still $49.
Yeah.
$49.99.
I'm surprised it's even at that. Most of the time it still sits at $59.99.
Holy shit, dude.
That's
I mean, that is
insane.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane, dude. Like they're never going to why would they come up with a new Mario Kart? I mean, I guess you could just sell another 30 million like you have for this for the next 6 years. Right. There has not been a new Mario Kart, true new Mario Kart for 6 years.
Right.
Bring me Double Dash. Bring me Double Dash.
It's not going to happen.
So as we close out this episode and this generation, the Nintendo Switch, this is as of... Well, this is statistical data of in June. So it's probably surpassed this by now, but it's being reported with October. But it's just under the NES. Really? In all-time sales.
Does it give a number?
Yeah, it gives 61.4 million units to 61.9.
So, yeah. So Switch is just below a third attachment. Or I mean, sorry, Zelda is just a third below or under a third attachment rate. And Mario Kart's almost half. Holy hell.
So you've got Xbox One 48.4 million units. The Nintendo Switch 61.4 million units. The PlayStation 4 112.1 million units, which the PS3 did 87.4 million units in its lifetime, and the Xbox 360 did 85.8. So they're almost dead.
Yeah, they were almost dead even.
So big failure on the Xbox One, which we obviously knew that. But the PlayStation 2 157 million units, the highest selling gaming console of all time. The N64 only did 32.9 million units.
Yeah, it didn't do all that well.
That's crazy.
Anybody you talk to has played an N64. I mean, at least, our age or whatever.
Yeah, they played it, but they never owned it.
Yeah, a lot of people had just played it. Because it was very common, to rent consoles and stuff then, too.
Yeah, the Genesis, 29.5 million.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just insane.
Yeah, before we close up, too, we should probably let everybody know next week is going to be a little bit different as well.
Oh, yeah, good
because
call.
we're going to have obviously, we're going to have our hands on the PlayStation 5. So next week's episode is going to be kind of our first impressions type of deal, but the episode is also not going to be going up early Friday morning because we want to have Thursday night to kind of use the system and things like that. And so we're going to record on Friday because we both took Friday off. But we're going to record on Friday, and we'll actually put out an episode sometime during the day on Friday. So it will be here, but it is going to be a little bit different, and it's going to be a little bit later than normal. So
yeah, and you'll get to see and hear from our first thoughts on the PlayStation 5 if someone doesn't jack them off my porch or they just don't show up.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't want to let that sit for a week and not get around and completely
that would suck. That would definitely
completely
suck.
miss that wave of people talking about the PlayStation 5. So.
Yeah, so Friday we'll go live with PS5 stuff, and we'll chit-chat about that. Ooh, also, might be Friday, might be Saturday that it goes up, but I'll also have an unboxing of the PS5. They'll go up on the Diggity YouTube channel. So hit that up. I guess probably now going forward, we're gonna try to do some videos here and there. Yeah. Either where it's like you and I together, talking games or looking at something new or reviewing something.
Yeah, there might be some other videos where it's just me or just Jeff or something like that. Yeah. We'll kind of bounce around and just we're trying to get back into the YouTube
in the YubTub stuff. Yeah, for sure. And then I guess at the end of each show, we'll just let people know, update them on some YouTube stuff. So yeah. Going to be doing an unboxing for PS5. I'll go through that real quick and show you what's in the box, how sexy the box is,
in the box,
and how massive that sweet-looking, massive console is. Which I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
I'm cool with it.
I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I'll figure it out one way or another.
I'm going to go buy them.
I'm gonna have to offset my TV and then
you're gonna have to put it on this side. Where the mixer is, just like its own stand.
It gets its own stand.
Sit there. Hell yeah. But yeah, so look forward to that. Look forward to more YouTube stuff. I think overall, we'll announce new stuff coming with Diggity and all that kind of stuff. So it's been a blast doing this so far and having people listen to us and watch us and enjoy our shit. I mean, you can't ask for more, right? I mean, good Lord.
Yeah.
And other than that, guys, we thank you for listening to this. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Diggity Podcast. If this is your first time listening, welcome, and you've also made it through the entire episode. So congrats. You should probably hit the little subscribe button.
You made it to the end.
Yeah. Head over to YouTube also. Put in Diggity. You'll find us there, little green icon. And you can subscribe to our YouTube over there for some awesome new videos, like I said. And we upload the audio version of the podcast every Friday morning, the butt crack of dawn, for your commute to your car or your commute to your shitty Zoom call that you're going to have of 5 for the rest of the day also. Or whatever. That is the biggest pandemic. Can I get that out there for a second? The fact that no one is concise on using one video or even just 2 different video platforms. It's like, hey, like
this one's on Microsoft Teams, and then
dude,
then you have to,
I don't even mind the Teams and Zoom stuff. I had a fucking GoToMeeting the other day.
Really?
And I was like, GoToMeeting. And then someone sent me an Adobe Meet. I had no idea
I didn't know
Adobe
that was a
even had
thing.
that. Right. So then you have to download it. You have to download the software, and then you got to give it the fucking permissions for the computer to use your mic and your video. And then you get in there and you're like, oh, hold on. I got to back out because it didn't do it right with the mic the first time to give it permissions. Hold on. And then you look like an idiot and you come back into it. And then everyone's trying to figure everything out. Like, how do I share it on this screen? Because now the menu's totally different. It's just a disaster. I mean, that's the biggest pandemic, I think. But anyways, guys,
Somebody's going to get so butthurt about that. It's satire. It's okay.
it's
I
okay.
promise.
It's all right. But anyways, yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening. Spread the word about Diggity. Leave us a review if you can. Helps us out a ton. And you just listened to Diggity, America's most popular, mildly popular podcast.